There, I applied to become a fellow, a teaching fellow.
Oh, the Teaching Fellows.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am
yeah.
a New York City Teaching Fellow, cohort 3. And that's how I came into education. My master's degree is from Adelphi University.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And what does that mean, teaching fellow?
So the Teaching Fellows is a program that they have in New York City where they kind of fast track your master's degree, but it's like it's also they support you, they also pay for it, right? You know, they
And
pay
the reason why they brought the Teaching Fellows, and they at that particular time they said if we can get a range of perspectives other than just that of education, they thought it would be more beneficial. So you have people leaving the business field, you have people leaving hospitals, all coming into this program with the hope that their insight from whatever fields they were could help to rejuvenate and inspire the students. And so it was not just a fast track, but it was also the opportunity to bring in different expertises, which is why also they came up with the principal program to say you don't have to be an educator, come from anywhere, and we can put you in here and see how your expertise can help to inspire the department.
which I mean on paper it works, right? Because if as a principal, it's more administrative work. So if you've run a Fortune 500 company, then you can run a school. You know, you can run the finances. If you're an accountant, you can make sure that money that's coming into the school is allotted and accounted for and all that sort of jazz.
How did it work out in reality?
Yeah, exactly. So
No, there's a question. How did it work out? You said on paper. It sounded
yeah.
good.
Well, I mean, the thing is that from my experience, I mean, you've got way more experience than me, but from my experience is like some of those people don't understand the ecosystem that a school needs to be, because a business ecosystem or a corporate ecosystem is not it's not the same as a learning ecosystem. You know, a corporate ecosystem, you're supposed to know everything you need to know in order to do your job. And so there's no kind of teaching element or leeway or being like, okay, I know you don't understand this, I'm going to take the time out to educate you. And so in schools, it has to be that absolution, right? It has to be fertile ground rather than all we focus on is harvesting, you know? And so that didn't transfer well because you got people 20 years working in corporate or working in these different environments and then coming here and being like, wait, my practices that I've been doing for the past 10, 20 years is not working in this environment. Oh, it's y'all, it's not me. I'm the professional, you know? So do you want to like comment on that?
I will. In doing so, they removed what is the definition of a principal. The definition of a principal is a master teacher. So you cannot pull someone from everywhere and say you can do this job because you do not have the understanding of what's necessary for the building blocks of success within that system. So if you are what my old principal was able to do, if I went to her and said, I have this problem, she was able to solve my problem in my lesson plan. This is what you should be doing. This is what you need to look at. Whereas if I went to a current principal, they can't do that because their mindset is not there. A principal, by definition, is a master teacher. And so it's not just paperwork. You understand what each level within your school needs, and you can provide it. If you had to step in, you can step in. And that's what a principal is. It's not just administrative, but they've turned it into that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like a principal is purely like a manager. Like, I've never seen a principal substitute teach. Like, that just doesn't happen. So I never knew that it was because the principal's supposed to be a master teacher. That's very like jarring that it's not that anymore.
I mean now they've kind of phased that out. You know, where it's like, you know, now they went back to being, you need to be a teacher in order to be a principal. You got to do your time. There are still some principals out there that are grandfathered in, you know, that have just been doing it for the past 10 years. That, you know, they got in before the shutter came down. But now, if you're going to become a principal now, you got to be a teacher because they're just, you know, they realized that, you know, you've got to know the inner workings. You got to know what your teacher's experience is. Because you're there to not so much catch them doing something wrong, but if you see something wrong, like she was saying, you know how to redirect them because you've been doing it for X amount of years.
We're talking about principal to teacher.
Principals. Right. So there's supposed to be an administrative support system, you know, and so, you know, you get that in some places, other places you don't. But